So we're into the cabin of the Audi Q8 and now we're gonna drive it. It's not usual for me to drive SUV, so let's go first on comfort, automatic. I don't have the habit to be so high when I'm driving a car. I don't really consider SUV when I wanna buy a car, but every time I drive an SUV, I feel just fine. Let's get out of this very small road. It's quite easy to maneuver. First thing that I really feel and appreciate into this car is how comfortable and silent the drive is. Of course, forget about my Audi S5. This Q8 is absolutely not a sport car. For that you will have to wait for the RS Q8, which is coming probably sometimes next year. On this Q8 you just feel like you chill when you drive. You're very comfortable, it's very quiet, very silent. 286 horsepower, V6 3 liters, 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 6.3, 600 Newton meters of torque. That's a diesel engine, by the way. I was saying that the screens are very reflective, but when you drive, when you're on the driver position, the screens are okay. I have no issues whatsoever on reading the 3 screens in front of me. Despite being brand new, the interior is very familiar if you own a recent Audi. You just need to get used that you have less buttons and more touch screens. We got some twisty road ahead. Let's go on manual. Wow, I'm quite surprised. The Q8 is very agile on those twisty roads. Considering that's a very heavy SUV and a very big and large SUV, it's quite agile. Obviously it's not a tremendous push, but considering the 3 liters V6 and 286 horsepower, it's decent. It's really decent. You can easily forget you're driving an SUV, except for the higher driving position, because it's very dynamic. That's surprisingly dynamic actually, on those twisty roads. Of course, when you go higher in revs, you hear the turbo engine, the turbo diesel engine. As you would expect, it's also extremely comfortable on freeway. Overall, I really like the drive in the Q8. Forget about big, heavy, chunky SUV. This one is quite dynamic. You don't feel the weight. We're approaching a tunnel. You will be able to have a look at the ambient lighting, which is quite good on the Q8. You can choose from a lot of colors. I like how the Quattro logo is illuminated. Not sure you can see it on the camera. And of course I love those screens. I love screens on cars. So what are my thoughts about the new Audi Q8? Talking about the exterior, I really love the design, the sleek and dynamic design of this Q8. I like the direction that Audi has taken talking about the exterior style of its Q models. They look massive, they have a very strong presence on the road. And talking about the interior, again, I mean, reputation has been made about the quality of Audi interiors, and it's the same into the Q8. I like all the technology involved. This is really a step forward to my S5, for example. So I really love having all those screens and a lot less buttons to control the car. And talking about the ride, again, it's a very, very pleasant ride, very smooth, but it can also be quite dynamic considering the car we are talking about. Would I buy the Q8? Probably no. I'm still not ready to drive an SUV, despite this one having a very cool look. This coupe look is very different from those bulky SUV. I still love a car with a car shape, I would say. But if you are on the market for an SUV, a big SUV, a comfortable SUV, a spacious SUV, you have to consider the Q8 because it ticks all those boxes. It's quite big, it has a very aggressive look, but yet is quite comfortable and very spacious into the cabin. It is a bit expensive, of course, but you have to consider this when you think about the competitors, which are the BMW X6 and the Mercedes GLE. I would personally prefer Audi for two reasons: because I am biased, as you know, and also because I don't like the style of the actual BMW. I find the style a little bit too much information, too much things going on. And Mercedes, I like the style of the Mercedes GLE, but overall I find this to be more aggressive, more dynamic. There you go, we are at the end of this review of the 2019 Audi Q8. I hope you enjoyed this video. If yes, give a thumb up. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm about to reach 10,000 subscribers, so thank you to all of my subscribers. This is because of you. So let's make this 10,000 mark, which is something extremely important for me. I would have never imagined a couple of years ago when I started making a video on a regular basis to one day be able to get to 10,000 subscribers. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.